With Labor Day in the rear view, bring on those fall vibes.
Here in the Weather Center to answer your weather-related questions, it's meteorologist Jacob Dickey. All right, Labor Day is like now the official start of fall, yes?
Usually they say it's the unofficial end of summer, so I guess we could officially say that it's the unofficial start of fall, right? Can we say that?
I'd say so.
I was like, how's this go?
So, are we ready to bring on the fall vibes?
Well, I think so. We've gotten some viewer questions, I know. They're always asking, what's fall going to do? The farmers have been asking about harvest. I'm like, I don't know what it's going to do. When you go out in the field, probably going to rain there, right? That's how it works.
Okay, so they're getting the fall feels out there. So is it coming?
It is, yes, it is coming. In fact, today, noticeably better with those weather conditions. Now, we talk about how the fall may pan out here. Look at some of those early indicators. First off, drought monitor, always good to check this. We look a lot better here than we did this summer. Some abnormally dry conditions. Still a little pocket of moderate by Springfield. Look for the next update to come out tomorrow on that. Talk about the extended outlooks here. We got a cool stretch the next 7 days or so, and that may continue through the middle of the month. Warmer to the west, cooler to the east. We'll find ourselves starting to become more average. Upper 70s, low 80s, probably going to continue. The extended outlooks for the month of September are out. It does look like September may trend drier than normal. That's something where we'll watch. There may be a wet period in the middle of the month, but I don't think we'll have a chance of seeing widespread rain that all of us get to our average amount of rainfall. And still the temperature outlook does suggest that we'll see warmer than normal temperatures. Now you hear warmer than normal. Remember, it's relative to the climatology during that time. So I don't think we're going to see 90s and 100s extended all the way into October. We might get a few days. That sometimes happens, but the 30-day outlook does look warmer. We talk about the 90-day outlook. Maybe that suggests that by October, November, we'll see some increasing rain chances because we're from below normal to near normal now. That's a good sign. And then the 90-day outlook suggests maybe near normal temperatures. A little warmer around us, but that's some of the fall feels that I think folks will have is how that pans out. So maybe, just maybe, that means we'll have an average fall. That's something to see, but it never is. Remember, fall is always a time of transition. You get warm stretches, you get cool stretches, and we kind of see that pendulum swinging, but it starts to swing harder and harder towards that cooler fall weather the later we go.
I know, just as long as it can stay warm for homecoming when all the girls are in their cute little
dry.
dresses.
We don't want rain on homecoming.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
No kidding, yeah.
That's coming. That's a fall activity for sure.
I'm ready to get my sweaters out though. Like,
Are
I'm
you?
ready for my fall wardrobe.
And I think even this week here, I mean, the afternoon still gets upper 70s, low 80s. That's warm, but when you have 50s in the morning, you start out low 50s.
Yeah.
You can start with a sweater and then transition to a t-shirt, and you got some warm days and cool, crisp nights here. So there's some nice weather that's ahead. Best part about it is what it does for your electric bill when you have weather like this.
Yes.
Not having to run the AC 24/7.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, next question.
Can we, or when do we see leaves starting to change?
Yeah.
I feel like I was driving the other day and I felt like along the interstate.
You know, you kind of see an early touch in some spots. It's like, wait a minute, what is that? You kind of get that here. So first off, let's just talk about fall favorites. Just so you know, I asked Heather and Grace earlier about some of their fall favorites, and this is the list they came up with. The fall colors came in #1.
Yep.
There's the bulky sweater. She said it herself. Bug-free, cooler weather. A number of you can agree with that. Fire pits, s'mores, fall festivals, pumpkin spice, everything. Listen, Grace has 3 of those drinks a day. And then football.
Well, which of those are your top list?
I like the football. I like the football, but I also like the fall colors. And I think that's something where folks are really interested in how it happens. So check this out. Average fall foliage progress here. What did the fall colors change by next week? We're still not really seeing much at all. There may be some subtle hints here. You'll start to see by the week of September 20th, areas north of I-74 have minimal changes. That first touch where you're like, okay, something's happening. Week of September 27th then becomes a little more patchy to the north, Ford, McLean, Iroquois, Livingston County. For most of us, it's usually October, and this is an average year, remember, where you start to see more colors changing. October 11th, we start to get close to peak in areas north of Champaign. A lot of us near peak, into peak, the middle to latter part of the month. And then by the time we roll into November, then we're generally past peak. Now, as far as this year goes, I tend to think that we'll probably be on schedule. We had some rain to catch up, so maybe our fall colors will still look good this year. They looked pretty good last year. And we kind of had similar. We were dry. Sometimes that drought can stress the trees a little bit, help those colors to pop, especially when you get some rain on top. So maybe we'll be seeing those colors look like they should, and perhaps on time as well. What was it, 2 years ago? It was like we were like 3 weeks late. I mean, it just was all of a sudden November, and we finally were changing.
Yeah.
All All right, and yes, I've been getting your messages about Judy and the woolly worms.
We're
That's
working
on
thing,
it. We're working on it, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, we gave her a little time.
Yes.
It's fall doesn't start until September, what, 20th, 21st?
I don't know, that's why we got you.
Yeah, that's true. I'll look it up.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Yes,
Always fun hanging out with Jacob here in the Weather Center. And if you have a question for him, there's the ways you can ask your question, and maybe we'll answer it next week.